Yo, YouTube's back again. What is this, part 6 of the Pokemon Blue walkthrough? In the last part, we ventured around in Mount Moon, got some items, beat some trainers, leveled up some of our Pokemon, and captured a few Pokemon. I didn't do much off-screen other than I went back to Peter City to get some more Pokeballs, and on the way, Wartortle got up to level 25. I don't think it learned any more moves. Obviously, we caught Marshmallow in the last part. No, I won't be using any of these guys. I should have picked up my Geodude, but I forgot to do that. We can't really train up Geodude much in Mount Moon, though. And Big Bird's still at level 22. I'm gonna still use Wartortle though, because we still got. You know what? I'm gonna switch out Big Bird just because we're gonna actually be facing some more Team Rocket members, and they tend to not have as many ground type Pokemon. They might throw Geodude in there, but they really don't have many. So we're gonna keep heading up here. We have to find two more Pokemon that we can catch on either in Mount Moon or on our way to Cerulean City. So only 2 more Pokemon between now and Cerulean City, our next stop. And that would be a Clefairy for one and a Sandshrew for the other, which is on Route 4 after Mount Moon. So let's keep running into these guys, run into another Elvis. And we'll be heading down to the next ladder after the one we just ran into. The next ladder allows us obviously to go to the first basement room, which has a Clefairy occurrence rate of 4%. So here it is, and I believe we get a couple items after this. I believe there's like a Moonstone somewhere in here tucked away in one of those rocks, and then there is possibly TM1, which is Mega Punch, which I'll probably use instead of Tackle on Wartortle, but I might give it to Geodude, so I might save that. So we're gonna fight this guy. We're pulling a big job here. Get lost, kid. Once again, being driven into the ground with insults, being called kid left and right, demeaned left and right. I like to refer to myself as youngster, young gun. I'm not gonna sing that song, alright? I'm gonna stay away from singing. I don't know how many of you guys know that song, Young Guns. Oh, he's gonna throw an Ekans out, and I believe I said sometime. I was looking through Bulbapedia. I said sometime in one of the last parts that you can either catch Ekans, maybe I said that about Mankey, but either way, you cannot catch an Ekans or a Mankey in Pokemon Blue. You can catch a Mankey in a lot of different routes in Pokemon Yellow, and an Ekans. The Ekans takes place for the Sandshrew and Route 4. So you are good. So you are good, I guess that's how you would say it. If you find a fossil, give it to me and scram. Likely. I'll give it to some scientists. So there's an Ether. I thought there was going to be a Moonstone. The Moonstone's actually leading up to the fossils, Mabi. And this, I believe, is TM1. I'm going to keep, this is Mega Punch. I'm going to keep that in my case. I'm not going to sell it, unlike the water gun that I got, TM12. So we're going to head back here, and then there's one more ladder to go to. It's really not that confusing. If you take it step by step, you'll get every item. And most items are in plain sight, unless some people miss a couple on the eastern side of the map just because they're lazy and they don't want to go all the way over there and get a couple of those items. And already beat this hiker up here, so we don't have to worry about him. And I am on the wrong route, or on the wrong path to that ladder. Need to get rid of these Zubats. These Zubats are really getting on my nerves. Turning into, I mean, they're much worse than the Rattatas. Much worse, because they have no eyes. And it's just an ugly Zubat. I mean, the Rattata's kind of cool looking. Alright, so we're going to head down here now. And nothing directly up, I don't believe. So we're going to head down here, and there's a couple Team Rocket members we're going to face. Little kids should leave grown-ups alone. Once again, being demeaned. I can't take it any longer. I wouldn't say kid another time, or else I'm pulling an AK out. You do have Eradicate, though, so I have to commend you for that. Too bad. It's not going to last very long. Can't use the Whirlwind there on only one Pokemon. Whirlwind sucks. There's the Hyper Fang that I kind of kowtow to in terms of when I look at Rattatas. But Whirlwind is basically Run or Roar. It doesn't do any damage. It just removes that Pokemon and sends another one out to face you. So if you don't want to face that one, you can use that. I'm steamed! Nice, I guess. Never heard that expression before. So another Geodude. I'm praying for the Clefairy to pop out and show its face so I can capture it. with my recently bought Pokeballs. I want to get some Great Balls soon because I'm getting a little tired of my Caterpies and Kakunas sneaking out of my Pokeball. So here's another Paris. These are usually a pretty high level, and this is a level 12 Paris. So I mean, if you need a Grass Poison type right now, go over here, get a level 12 Paris, raise it up, get a Parasect. You're probably going to get some TM moves that are probably going to be better than the moves it learns. I'm not 100% sure on a lot of the moves. I know it definitely learns a lot of status changers, Stun Spore, a lot of Sleep Powder, things like that. So another Zubat, of course. And the design in this cave is kind of Metroid 2, Samus, Return of Samus-like. It's really obviously nondescript and kind of hypnotic. It's kind of dizzyfying to look at. Not three-dimensional, obviously, as you would expect, but it's just not great design in general. That's the only thing that I don't like about a lot of the tunnels in this game. The cities are pretty well done for a first-generation Pokemon game. Team Rocket will find the fossils, revive, and sell them for cash. Well, they're directly north of you. You can turn around, take about 8 steps upwards, and you're going to find 2 of them. And knowing you, you'd seal both, but knowing you, you're lazy, and you're not going to get them, even though they're about 10 steps. Not to your right, not to your left, not down, but up. Just up. Just turning around and going up. So level 23 Big Bird now, Sesame Street representing. Oscar the Grouch, maybe I could throw in there. I really don't know who Oscar the Grouch would be. You know, it could be a Wobbuffet, but you know, you don't have access to that in Generation 1. And Wobbuffet, really? Would you even go for a Wobbuffet? I would not. So I'm confuzzled now. No, obviously Supersonic's not going to work, and that's one of the faulty things about AI players, AI opponents, is using moves that are far from effective against you and essentially useless in certain situations, which is unfortunate. That's why a lot of people play multiplayer or Wi-Fi in Pokemon. Now I'm mad. But honestly, I mean, it's a Pokemon game, and I just want to chill and have fun playing it. You made me mad. Team Rocket will blacklist me. I understand you're going with the black theme there, with the black clothing, but I don't even think if you're saying to a kid, he's going to know what blacklist means. So I thought this is where the Moonstone was. There it is. There's a Moonstone you can also get if you want to get a Nidoking and a Nidoqueen. If you're that crazy about the kings and queens, you want to have a little royalty going on. So here, this guy will stop you. Hey, stop! I found these fossils. They're both mine. Both, and I only get the option to choose one, and I'm going to agree with you eventually to give you one. I can't believe I'm resorting to this generosity with you, considering how I've been bashed around, verbally demeaned throughout this whole tunnel. I mean, my self-esteem should be at an all-time low. You're going to disable that? Very good. Missing. Grimer and Muck. If you get into a Muck, it's a defensive tank. Although its moves aren't great, it can serve a purpose kind of like a Weezing, and Weezings tend to be pretty popular as far as the walkthrough world, which is pretty surprising. But going back to multiplayer in Wi-Fi and Pokemon's not really that much of a strategy fest, and it's not really that taxing mentally, so I would save that more for RTS games or even some good FPS games multiplayer-wise. And like the competition, everybody's got level 100 Pokemon. They're pretty much the same. They're overused. It's kind of a cult, and I really don't like Wi-Fi Pokemon battles. They're kind of pointless, essentially, to me. And I just like chilling and having a good time when I'm playing my Pokemon games. Feeling good about raising my own little Pokemon. So we defeat this Serper Nerd and play. I'm sure he's a Wi-Fi guy. Okay, I'll share it. And I don't want to, hurt anyone's feelings out there as a big Wi-Fi fan, though. It's not to my power to change your opinion. We'll each take one. No being greedy. Well, you already are greedy, so good luck in changing your ways there, Super Nerd. You want the Helix Fossil? Okay, so the Helix Fossil gives you the option to take an Ammonite once you get into the Cinnabar Island lab. The Dome Fossil gives you the option to get a Kabuto and eventually a Kabutops. Just because I like the design of the Ammonite, and I feel like Kabuto gets more of the love, I'm going to go with the Ammonite here. Not that I'm going to use it eventually. So I got a Helix Fossil, and he's going to take the Dome Fossil. Dumb. Alright, then this is mine. Who are you talking to? Myself? Because I'm obviously not listening. Let's see if he says anything else. Far away on Cinnabar Island, there's a Pokemon lab. they do research on regenerating fossils. So that is what I was referring to just a little bit ago about getting your fossil eventually turned into another Pokemon. It's nice because you can just go into that fossil, or that lab, jump in there, say, hey, work on my fossil. They tell you, go take a walk for a while, come back. You can go out of their lab and just walk directly back in, and you'll have the opportunity to get your Pokemon, whether that be an Ammonite or a Kabuto. So this is basement floor 2 once again, and that is so weird. How is a ladder lead horizontally out to outside? How does that work? That's not supposed to be physically correct. And I'm going to walk around for about 2 more minutes trying to find this Clefairy, and if I don't find it, I'm going to go off screen, try to find it, and then come right back on screen when I get the opportunity to capture this Clefairy. So this is another Elvis Presley. And the 2 Pokemon that you can... I must be on the wrong basement floor. No, I'm right. This is basement floor 1. Is it? Well, theoretically it should, based on Bulbapedia. Basement floor 2 allows you to get Paris's and Clefairies at level 6. So let's see what this is. This is a Zubat. All right, so I'm struggling to find this Clefairy here. Okay, so I'm gonna walk around a little bit, and I gotta give you guys about 30 more seconds. Then I'm gonna cut off, and then go and find that Clefairy, come back, and edit it in there, and then we'll make our way across Route 4 all the way to Cerulean City. So one more Pokemon. Sorry to keep you guys waiting here. Should be getting some good experience points, but I'll get my Big Bird up to level 25 on Route 4 before it gets to Cerulean City. Before we gotta take on Red again on Nugget Bridge. So there's that Geodude. I'm going to see you guys in a little bit after I run here, and I'll pick it up once I find that elusive and extraterrestrial Clefairy. YouTubes, what's up? I was only gone for, I would say, about 2 minutes, and I ran to this Clefairy, so I'm going to throw out a Jigglypuff, and hopefully Clefairy doesn't pull any of its tricks, extraterrestrial tricks out of me, and I can get a Sing in here. I'm trying to figure out what this sprite looks like for the Jigglypuff. Alright, Jigglypuff, you're freaking marshmallow. You can absorb the attack. So I'm going to throw a Pikachu out here, and in a last-ditch effort to make a status change here, I am going to hope I paralyze this guy. That's not possible, though. Why don't you use Growl 2 times in a row? Why don't you do it? Because I'm kind of doubting I'm going to catch this Clefairy with 1 Pokeball. Kind of am. Alright. I'm going to use the next Pokemon now. Rattata, do me work. I know your sprite looks like a paperclip, but do me work, paperclip. Alright, they all got pounded out to the ground. I don't have any revives. So, what that brings us to is using Big Bird, and I'm going to throw a Pokeball at it right now. You never know what happens until you try it. Boom! Clefairy is mine. That's quite surprising. I think Clefairy has a surprisingly low catch rate for its status. Its magical and cute appeal has many admirers. It is rare and found only in certain areas. So, kind of the moon, which is my home, if you know my Yuri's Revenge walkthrough. Not many people probably watching this. And Mount Moon, apparently. So, we're going to head out here, and we're done with Mount Moon. So, we can head onto this route, and there are 2 items that you can locate and find on this route. I'm not sure if there's one hidden over here. Just think it's another Helix Forest case of random plateau space. And let's read the sign. Route 4, Mount Moon, Cerulean City. Alright, so that explains it. And over here on this route, it's pretty interesting, the Pokemon that you can run into on this route. I'm saying route and route, kind of figure out what I'm going to go with. You can't, there's a grass patch all the way to your right that has, I believe, Pidgeys, Rattatas, pretty normal Pokemon, and also you have the opportunity to get Sandshrews for sure, and Ekans in Pokemon Red. Sandshrews are available in Pokemon Blue. So this is TM4. That's Whirlwind, which I'm going to sell for sure. And I'm curious to find that Great Ball. I'm not sure where exactly that is. I know it's on Route 4 somewhere, Maybe it's at the very beginning and it's hidden, but I was not aware that it was hidden. You can also get mankeys. I misinformed. I believe it's USMC 94, something like that. Sorry for messing your name up. But you can get mankeys in Pokemon Yellow only. I misinformed you. You cannot get them in Blue. There's a 15% occurrence rate on this route with mankeys, but mankeys are all over the place in Red and Yellow, or in Yellow for sure. So it's not up there. There's a great ball somewhere. I'm going to go back to it, try to find it off screen, and if I run into it, I'll plop it in there, kind of like I did with the Antidote in Viridian Forest. So without further ado, let's keep heading east, and you cannot face this trainer, unfortunately. You have to go to the unknown dungeon first, and have the surf, I believe, first, before you can meet up with that trainer. She has pretty high level Pokemon. So we're going to jump down here and into this grass. The only way you can get back on these ledges is if you go back to Peter City and through Mount Moon. So that's what I'll have to do if I want to get that Great Ball. So I'm going to jump in here, and we're going to look for some Sandshrews. I believe the Sandshrew's occurrence rate is 25%. So it's pretty high. We should run into it in this part without a problem. And this Gush should take this Sparrow down. There's a lot to do in Cerulean City considering what we've done so far. And I want to bring this to your attention before I go on too far. I will be showing you guys the Mew glitch, and I'm not sure if everyone's aware of that, but it is the only way that you can catch Mew legitimately in this game. I mean, it's somewhat unlegitimate considering it is a glitch, but it is included in the game, and you can catch a Mew using a couple very specific steps or tasks that I'll show you guys. And I'll probably do that maybe in the next part. But we'll see how things are going. I'm going to walk around Cerulean City for a while, show you guys around. And we're going to need Cut pretty soon, which we'll eventually get before we can do a lot in Cerulean City, or at least around Cerulean City. Sandshrew, come on, pop out. I saw you earlier in Mount Moon. Team Rocket obviously caught you one. Am I going to have to go to Union Cave and pull you out of the rocks there? Or am I going to get you, Sandshrew? I'm not going to be using you for a Sand Slash, so don't worry. There's no training involved in this. Let me just find you and catch you. Come on. 25%. That's a quarter of them. This should be. There we are. Nice to see you. Level 6. So it should. Level 6 is the lowest level that you can run into it at. So we are thankful for that. Although I probably won't be able to damage it at all or bring its HP down, considering my level of Pokemon. And there it is. You can catch up to level 12 here. So that's a pretty high level ground Pokemon that you can get. So here, it's a mouse, burrows deep underground in arid locations. Far from water, it only emerges to hunt for food. So it's kind of like an armadillo-ish, porcupine-ish, especially when it comes to Sand Slash. And we still have room in the PC, which is surprising. So I'm going to head off of Route 4, and we're going to go into Cerulean City to meet up with one of the friends from the anime again, which is Misty. And it's kind of ironic. Brock obviously deals with rock Pokemon, the name, playing words there, and Misty. I want a bright red bicycle. I'll keep it at home so I won't get it dirty. Too bad you can only get black and white in this game, girl. Get a life and stop playing with the hair. Working on the hair too much. You're making an encyclopedia on Pokemon? That sounds amusing. It is. That's actually one of the most sensible comments I've gotten in a while. But what was I saying? But yeah, Misty being a water type. Obviously Misty, kind of in a description of different water quantities. Sort of. Grass and caves handled easily. Bike shop. Bike shop. Why is it handled easily? Bike shop. A plain city bike is good enough for me. You can't put a shopping basket on MTB. What the heck is an MTB? I know what an ATV. What the heck? These bikes are cool, but they're way expensive. Yeah, they're $100 million. Sorry about that. My microphone fell. $100 million or whatever dollars. This guy's got some shades on. Hi. Welcome to our bike shop. We got a bike for you. Oh my gosh. Well, I ain't got 7 figures with me, so I'm going to have to cancel and come back later, sir. So, just like I'm going to have to cancel and come back later, I'm going to come back later. And how do they get those bikes on the wall there? We're going to come back later in the next part, part 7, and I'm going to be heading through the rest of Cerulean City. If we have time, we'll go for the Mew glitch. And you got to be patient with me, because I might screw that up a couple times. See you guys later.